Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Flux. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful granny triangle. This is fun and easy, and it's an interesting alternative to a traditional granny square. So let's get started. To make a granny triangle, all you'll need is a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle to weave your ends in later, and your yarn and hook. I'm going to be using just some cotton dishcloth yarn and a 5mm H crochet hook. However, a granny triangle can be made in any yarn you like. Just check the yarn label for the recommended hook size for your particular yarn. To begin, I'm just going to grab one of the colors and I'm going to work this first round. Okay, so we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. Wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop. Bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your crochet hook and bring up the loop. Next, we're going to chain 4. To make a chain, wrap yarn around hook and bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the chain farthest from your hook, this first chain we made, we're going to join with a slip stitch to form the ring, and that's what we'll be working the stitches into. So insert your hook into that chain, bring up a loop. Now bring that loop through the loop already on your hook. And then you can kind of open up this ring or circle that we've created. I wanted to add as a side note, if you prefer the magic ring technique to the starting chain technique when you're working in the round like this, definitely feel free to do that. I will link a tutorial that I have of that technique if you're also wanting to learn. We also have our tail here. I'm going to be holding it along the edge as I work, and that will weave that in as we go along, and we won't have to deal with that tail later. Okay, so let's begin round 1. We've set up our ring. Now we're going to work on round 1. So to begin, we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then in the center of our ring that we've created, we're going to work 3 double crochets into the center. To make a double crochet, wrap yarn around hook, insert the hook into the center of the ring, and bring up a loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops on your hook. That's 1 double crochet. This is the second double crochet and the third double crochet. Just like that. Now we're going to be working lots of stitches into this ring, so if you need to push things back a bit, that's fine too. Okay, then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. We can get a little bit more yarn if we need to. Okay, still working into this ring, we're going to work 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, still holding that tail, and 3. Okay, we can push things over if we need to. Okay, then we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. Now this time we're going to work 2 double crochets into the center of the ring. And I'm going to show you why in just a moment. So 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. Now at the beginning of this round, if you remember, we did a chain 6. So this chain 6 is going to count, the first 3 chains of it is going to count as our double crochet, and then the other 3 chains of it are going to count as one of these corner spaces like we've made on the other sides, okay? So what we're going to do is count 1, 2, 3 chains up, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch to close, okay? So count 1, 2, 3 chains up, insert your hook into that chain, bring up a loop. Now bring that loop through the loop already on your hook, and that will close off the round to make a slip stitch. Okay? So we have this like 1, 2, 3 of these double crochet clusters. Okay? So let's move on to round 2. I'm going to switch colors for round 2. You can stick to the same color. It's totally up to you. I love seeing grannies in lots of bright, pretty colors. So then I'm going to switch colors for mine. So what we're going to do is we just cut the yarn. We're going to fasten it off. Okay? Now, these, from now on, I'm going to be referring to these as the corner spaces. These are our sides, okay? So, also what we can do, that tail that we wove in, you can go ahead and pull that tight, and that'll kind of close up that hole in the center a little bit. So it's gonna, looks like a little kind of baby triangle right now, okay? So let's do round 2. I'm gonna switch to the pink. So tie your new yarn on into any of these corner spaces. So just insert your hook and bring the new yarn through. And then just tie it right on. Doesn't matter which corner, you can do any corner you like. Okay, so just tie that yarn right on. Okay, we're also going to hold this end in as we go. That will help you weave that in. If you like, you can just weave in everything at the end. It's totally up to you. So insert your hook back into the same space where you tied your yarn on and bring up a loop. Now chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in the same space, let me just get a little bit more yarn. In the same space here, we're going to work 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Right into that corner space. Okay? Next, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to hop over to this next corner space here and work 3 double crochet right into that space. So 1, 2, and 3. We need to slide things over again, that's fine. Okay, next chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And in the same space, work 3 more double crochet. 1, 2, get some more yarn here, and 3. Okay, we've established the next corner. Okay, so chain 1, and in this third corner space, we're going to do the same exact thing. Work 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. In the same corner space, 3 more double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we've established that corner now. Get a little bit more yarn. Then chain 1, and then we're going to go back to the first space. Now we did the chain 6 at the beginning, so again, the first 3 count as the double crochet, the next 3 count as that corner space. So in that first space where we began, we're going to put 2 double crochets into that first corner space, 1 and 2, and then we'll join. So count 1, 2, 3 chains up, insert your hook into that chain, bring up a loop, bring that loop through the loop already on your hook to join with a slip stitch. Okay, so round 2 is complete, and you can kind of straighten things out if need be. Okay, so our triangle is growing. It looks very pretty. So what we're going to do next is do round 3. So you can just cut the yarn, fasten off, and then grab your next color. Okay, so here's our triangle. So we're going to work on round 3 next. For round 3, I'm going to go with the green. Just going to get a little yarn. And round 3 is very, very similar to round 2, except we're going to be adding a side. Okay, Round 3 is basically the round that you'll be repeating over and over and over again until your triangle is as big as you'd like it to be. But for each round, you'll be adding more sides, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. Okay, so any one of these corners, you can just tie on the new yarn, just like we did before. So just tie it right on there. Then we'll hold our tail along the edge as we work, and we're going to do the same thing. Reach in and pull up a loop and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Next, work 3 double crochets right into that corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, just like that. Chain 1, hop over to this next space. Now this is going to be a side, it's not going to be a corner this time. So for your sides, you're going to just work 3 double crochets, then a chain 1. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's just the side here. So for the corners, we work 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. For the side, it's just 3 double crochets, okay? And then you're going to chain 1 to put a chain in between. Then hop over to this next corner space. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll create the corner space itself by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3, and then in the same space 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Get our tails out of the way if we need to. Okay, so it's getting, our triangle is getting bigger and our corners are nice and sharp. They look very nice, okay? So chain 1, then we'll work the next side. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Then we're back in a corner again. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then work 3 double crochets in that same space. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next corner is complete. Okay, we're back to the next side here. So chain 1, then work 3 double crochets into that side. 1, 2, and 3. Now when you get to the end of the round, it's going to be the same situation as the previous round. So we have our chain 6 that we did. So go ahead and chain 1, and then in that corner space where we began, work just 2 double crochets. Because again, that counts as 1. That chain 6 counts as one of those double crochets plus the corner space, okay? So 2 double crochets in that same space, then count 1, 2, 3 chains up, insert the hook into that chain, and join with a slip stitch to close the round, okay? So now I'm going to cut the yarn. We can go ahead and fasten off. Okay, so just get everything straightened out. Just like that, okay? So our granny triangle, I keep wanting to say granny square, I'm used to saying that. Our granny triangle is growing and growing. So what we're going to do for the next couple of rounds is just do the same thing, but each time you're going to add another side, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do round 4 together, and then we'll keep working more and more rounds until our triangle is bigger. For round 4, we're just going to do the same thing. Just tie the new color right on. And round 4 is very similar, like I said before, to round 3. We're just going to be adding an extra side. I'm going to show you what I mean as we continue around here. Okay? So we tied the new color on, bring up a loop and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then work the corner the same way as we've been doing. So just get my yarn situated here. Okay. So we're going to do the corner the same way. 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Now we've arrived at a side. If you notice, we now have 2 side spaces that we need to work into. So we did a chain 1. Now we're going to work 3 double crochets into that first side that we come to. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, chain 1, hop over to the next corner space and work 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you can see we have extra corners there, or sides. We have a corner and then 2 sides now instead of 1 like the previous round. So we've come to the next corner space, so just go ahead and chain 1, then work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. In that same corner space, work 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, get our tail out of the way here, it's bunching up, and 3. Okay, we can just kind of straighten everything out at this point. We're at another side again, so chain 1, then work 3 double crochets into this side. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, next side space, work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Our triangle is looking very, very pretty, just as a side note. So we're at the next corner space. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. In the same space, 3 more double crochet for that corner. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. Chain 1. Okay, we have our 2 sides. We're almost done round 4. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. Chain 1, then 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Then we're back to that first corner space. So just like we've done before, just work 2 double crochets right into that first corner space that we did at the beginning of the round. Count 3 chains up. 1, 2, 3. Insert your hook and join with a slip stitch to close. Okay, we can cut the yarn and fasten off. Okay, so just get our triangle straightened out here, and we can trim this tail that we wove in as we went along. I like to do this as I go. At the end of each round, just trim everything up. Okay, so here is our granny triangle so far. It looks very pretty. And if you want to continue making your triangle bigger and bigger and bigger, just keep working round 4 over and over and over, except you'll do the corners always the same way, but you'll be adding a side each time. So this one we had 1 side for this green round, and yellow round we had 2 sides. The next round you'll have 3 sides, and so forth. So just keep working round 4 over and over until you complete your granny triangle, as big as you'd like it to be. So that is how you crochet a granny triangle. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again.